Hey, welcome to my tiny house. This is Erehwon, the tiny house, which is nowhere spelled backwards. Custom built on a custom tiny house trailer, fed by some solar panels, as well as some 120 volt outlets. Built it in 3 months, was a luxury to do it. My favorite project ever, and I hope you enjoy it. This is the back of the tiny house. It has about a 4-foot overhang for bike storage and whatnot if desired. This little area has the propane tanks. There's room for 3 propane tanks in there, one for each area that requires propane: the stove, the heater, and the water heater. This is how I'd fill water. I can either use a funnel and like a 5-gallon water bucket that I've filled up, or a 5-gallon drinking tank, and I can just have the funnel go into there. I pour the water through, or if I want to hook up a garden hose, I could screw it on here and fill the water. There's a 65-gallon water tank underneath the couch inside. On either side of the house there are a couple vent fans. That one is for the stove vent fan, and on the other side is for the bathroom vent fan, which isn't used as much because there is a smaller vent fan, but it uses the same outlet. So there's a large vent fan for it to be used, but it uses the smaller fan itself to go out of that. The top of the roof is a metal roof, and you can get out there. You can even make it into a porch of some kind. Just get a ladder up there. I just use that extension ladder to get up on top. Nice big overhang off the back side. There's about a 1.5 foot overhang off of the front side over the door, and over the back and over the propane area there's a nice big 4-foot overhang. I was gonna hang some bikes up there. They're a little bit too high for that, but gives some extra space for you to store some things out of the weather a little bit better. This is how you tow it with a standard hitch. I think it's a 2.25 inch hitch. Standard setup, the chains and the ball hitch, breakaway kit in here, and the trailer also has its own brakes, so you can hook that up with the standard 3-prong, or whatever prong that is, 6-prong hookup to the truck. Got a 2-axle trailer, each with 10,000 pound capacity, I believe. And just to the right of it here on the outside is a hookup for a standard wall outlet. This accesses and powers all of the outlets in the house. There are some that run on the batteries alone, which are fed by the solar panels, which is right around the corner here. And the rest of the standard 120 volt outlets are fed by that electrical cord. You do not have to have all of the outlets on. You can use most of the USB charging outlets, which run on the battery power, as well as some of the fans in the house and whatnot. So if you want to go really minimalist, you can go just on the solar, but if you want to do a little extra and run the fridge and AC unit or whatnot, then you would use that 120 volt electrical cord. Right now I have it on running about 200 feet over to that brown house there, and it works just fine. I had no issues with the cords or anything. Here's just a better look at the outside. Have a lot of windows on that front side, no windows on the sides, the 2 left and right side, and a really big window on the back, which you'll see in a second. A lot of natural light coming into this tiny house. Has a keypad entry that you can change if you need to. And here's the tiny house from the inside. We've got the kitchen on the right, galleyway all the way down to the U-shaped couch, dining area, bathroom behind that sliding barn door, mirror, stairs which go up to the loft. Quite a large loft, pretty much the entire square footage of the bottom floor, except for this little opening where you get access through it, and a really nice big window out the back. Okay, we've got the kitchen and sink area. Sink is a really big basin sink, and it's actually fed by a foot pedal. So when I press that pedal, it goes on, and release it, it comes off. Underneath the sink is some garbage and other storage. We have a little dish rack in the corner here. Some storage in each of these cabinets, food storage on each side. It's a pretty big cabinet overall for food storage, kind of a mini pantry. This could serve as a mini pantry as well, but it's currently just storage for plates, bowls, etc. But all of these are also storage. Got silverware, storage on each of these. So a lot of kitchen space there. This countertop is big and it can be converted. So this is a leaf unit that comes out, serves as a bit of a cutting board. And then underneath is the stove. Then you can cover that up when you're not using it. And the oven underneath, fairly decent sized oven. It's an RV oven, so it's not huge, but it does the job. Underneath is storage for a variety of things. So I've got, starting from under here, some shoe storage or whatever you need for it. All in those the kick storage area. You can see the plumbing coming through on the inside. All the plumbing in this house is interior plumbing, so it's even more protected against cold weather. And then as you come to here, just have a normal fridge and microwave above. And then above that is just some extra storage. I just had this little shelf coming over for bookshelf. Have a little blanket rack, blanket ladder type of thing. And then the heater above that is a propane heater, and it cooks. It can get it really hot in here, almost like a sauna. That's the kitchen. All right, now let's check out the seating area, kitchen dining seating area. It's a U-shaped seat for right now. It can be changed. This is a removable insert right here. So this back piece that goes perpendicular there can be removed. Currently they're just 3 inches of foam couch. This is the same length as this here, so it can serve as a backrest, similar to how this side has that backrest there. And under this side is the 65-gallon water tank. I'll show you that in a little bit. And under here is the solar compartment. There's the charge controller, 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries, and the inverter here. And again, that feeds a few things through this bus bar here. Feeds a couple fans. The fan that is up here, the fan in the toilet. It feeds the USB outlets that are right here for charging your phone, computer, etc. And it feeds the water pump, which is underneath as well. The water pump is right under here. This unit comes off and the water pump is under there. Here is from the propane tanks. These are the 3 propane hoses that come from the propane tanks outside. And again, under here is the water tank. Right there's the water tank. So I've got some numbers written to see how much water I have in there, but it holds 65 gallons total. There's some of the plumbing that goes to the shower, which I showed you before. Now, what happens when I bring these out as well, these 2 sides, diagonal, come out like so, and that serves as a platform for this table to collapse onto. You can see these knobs here. It's a boat table, so that means it can collapse and convert into a bed. So these little units come out. That's also just to make the table a little longer, so when you're sitting at the table, you're a little bit closer to your food rather than have it be further away. But it also is what you'll use when you make it into a bed. You'll just unfold those leaves like that and drop the whole unit down. And it'll sit right on that platform on each side. And then these backrests, both the one that was under here going perpendicular, as well as this backrest, will fit perfectly from here to here, so that the whole thing becomes one platform bed. It's about a full-size bed, can fit 2 people somewhat comfortably, definitely 1 person comfortably. There's also a TV here. I might take that with me, but speaker unit as well. Cords are a little bit astray right now, but you can clean those up. All right, let's go into the bathroom now. This is a barn door that's custom built. Slides over this mirror and opens up the bathroom. You have a shower, knob and shower head there. Fed from this side, it doesn't currently have a water heater. This is just extra here for under the sink. But these are ready and plumbed to have a water heater. I just actually have not had the use for it. The propane hose comes up through there as well to hook up to a propane water heater if that's desired. Currently there's an outlet. That little sponge thing right here is the outlet area, but of course I have it closed up so it's not drafty. But here's the shower area, about 3 feet wide by 5 feet long, 5 feet deep. We have a Nature's Head composting toilet. The drains right onto the ground right now. I can hook it up to make it RV compatible, RV like, where the drain goes into a retaining tank of some sort. Let me know if that is what you require. Here's the composting toilet. This is just a latch that opens and closes it. Urine diverter going through those 2 holes into this receptacle here. And you can unlock these 2 sides like so in order to take this urine diverter out and dump the urine, and then the compost will stay composting as it goes up. A little bit of storage back here. This is just a foam insulation that goes over this area to help keep it cooler so there's not a draft from the ground there. And then there's some cabinetry that has some extra storage behind the toilet here. This hose comes from the toilet as well and goes up and has an outlet to the outside for some stink prevention. This is also a large fan that I just have covered up right now that can be hooked up again. That serves as a little bit more of a fan. This one currently feeds from a small fan in the unit itself, but that's just an extra one if you want to turn that fan on. All right, let's check out the stairs and then go up the stairs into the loft. We've got some storage on the first 2 steps for shoes, etc. Then underneath the next 2 steps are some drawers, sliders on soft close drawers. A couple of these cabinets, some are open. That one's an open one. Some of them are just standard cabinets with storage. I keep my tall things in here like the broom, vacuum, etc. And let's go up the stairs to the loft. They're each about 11-inch tall stairs, so it's not a standard staircase that you can see by this. You just go 1, 2 with your feet and then come up into the loft. Here's some storage in the back, but it's stored on a bed, so you can actually fit 2 queen-size beds in here. There's 1 queen and the other queen in the back with obviously some storage back there. I've got some hanging storage all the way across this entire wall, which kind of acts as a separation between the 2 beds, as well as some extra storage. And then when you're in this bed, you've got a nice big window fully across the entire top of the area for some nice lighting. Some couple lights up here as well if you need some extra at night.